Hey guys, this is Sundown Rider, and this is going to be my chapter review to One Piece chapter 838, Brappa. So we start off with the cover page, and it's Shanks and Ben Beckman, and we saw last week that it was Yasop, and was it Scopper and all these guys, but actually it wasn't Scopper, it was Yasop and the monkey guy, and they were all just chilling on some cactus island thing, and we don't know where they are. They're somewhere in the New World, obviously, but this time we see Shanks and Ben Beckman and another crew member, and the redhead crew are celebrating a wedding. And I think it's the wedding of one of their crew members, but we don't really know. There's a little church in the back. There's a and Shanks is holding up the newspaper. He's just I think he's looking at Luffy's bounty. He's laughing. Well, he's obviously looking at Luffy's bounty. But yeah, so it's good to see Shanks again. It's good to see Ben Beckman again. So then we go straight into the chapter. The homies are shocked after seeing Cracker getting wrecked. But Cracker begins to rise. Like I said last chapter, I knew that Cracker wasn't out for the count. He couldn't be out for the count that quick. He's got to be at least as strong as Doflamingo. So he's getting back up, and Luffy moves into attack. Now Luffy isn't taking any chances here. He wants to go in and finish the job, but Cracker's ready for it, and he throws a pretzel roll, the same move he used to catapult Luffy out of the forest. And Luffy throws a Kongan, and they both clash, both clad in Buso Shokuhaki, and so it kind of just clashes there, and then Luffy's Kongan just slams straight through, and straight through Cracker himself. Luffy breaks Cracker in half. I was like, what? What's happening here? But yeah, so Cracker breaks straight in two, and I thought he couldn't possibly have died. He couldn't have risen again, just to die like that. So the homies are stunned, and I was stunned, and then something starts to crawl out of Cracker's lower body. So his torso's gone missing, but his lower body, so a hand just pops up first, and then something just kind of like lifts itself up. So a person comes out of it and slices at Luffy's arm, cutting about a third of the way through. And for starters, that means his haki was strong enough to cut through Luffy's haki while he's in Gear 4th. So his haki's got to be strong. So Luffy then asks who the person is, and he states that he is Cracker, but he's the real one. So he has a long like his appearance is really weird. He has a long, almost cylindrical mound of hair going upwards, but it's not truly cylindrical. At the top it curves out, and then he has two kind of plaits of hair, like the Star Wars kind of Obi-Wan type plait, but it's a little bit thicker. But he has it at the back, and they've got like these little balls of electricity just sparking off at the end. So it turns out that the Cracker we saw was merely an armor. The real Cracker ate the Bisu Bisu no Mi, otherwise known as the Biscuit fruit, and he has the ability to create and mold and do whatever he wants with biscuits and crumbs and things like that. So he's basically a biscuit engineer, which is a really weird fruit, but considering what he can do with it with his level of haki, it seems to be an awesome fruit, because if he can create anything out of biscuits, he can create basically an army and clad them in his haki and then just go to town and destroy things. So yeah, he's got the Bisu Bisu no Mi, the biscuit fruit. So he states then that even the world government doesn't know his true identity. He shows a wanted poster of him, and it's his Cracker Biscuit Knight armor. It's not himself with his scar running down, and his actually muscular physique, and he's thin and he's smaller than he actually was in his armor. His armor looked almost giantish, but he's more humanoid. So he creates he actually, before we go into his Cracker armors, he says he despises pain. He really hates pain. So I think if he gets hit by Luffy while he's in Gear 4, he's out for the count. He ain't gonna get back up unless he's in his armor, which seemed to take a lot of the impact, as he doesn't look injured at all. So then he creates 5 Cracker armors, 5 Biscuit Knight armors real quick. He just and they're up. And Luffy had to go. He's laughing at Luffy because Luffy had to go Gear 4th to beat a Biscuit armor, and Luffy's kind of in shock. He's like, "What's going on?" He obviously doesn't know what's going on, and a lot of people thought that Luffy would just go ape and start munching on him, start eating him, because he's a Cracker. But Luffy hasn't seemed to crack on yet. This seems to be a lot more. It seems to be a lot more serious of a situation, and Luffy's not messing around. So he then tells Luffy that in life there will always be people you'll try to beat, there will always be people you'll try to compete against, but you will fall short in some situations. So we know that Luffy never falls short. at least not completely. He may fail the first time, but he'll always come back the second and third time. So then Luffy shows off a new move called the Kong Organ. The kanji for it was Murder of Crows Cannon, and that sounds a lot cooler. It's like 6 Kongans. I'm not sure how he did it, really, to be honest, because he doesn't have 6 arms, but it was just 6 Kongans that he fires simultaneously. I assume it's just really fast. And he attacks the 5 Cracker Biscuit Knights, which are coming towards him, that were made by the real Cracker, the humanoid Cracker. And all he manages to achieve is really he breaks their shields. And then Cracker flies in through 2 of the Biscuit Knights, and he tries to land a hit. This time it's called the Honey Pretzel. So it's basically like the honey roll without the spin. And but Luffy pulls his neck back and dodges it, and he kind of stares at Cracker, and then we switch scenes. So we switch scenes to Nami, who's terrorizing the homies in the Seducing Woods. So it looked to me really weird. It was really weird because it looked to me like she was trying to take control of the homies by threatening them with the Viva card. Maybe she's because we know Nami has that tendency of pretending and really being a fake kind of individual. She seems to be threatening them with the Viva card to change allegiances and stay under her command. Maybe not even change allegiances. She's probably just trying to trick them to be commanded by her. So she only gets those 2 panels where she's kind of terrorizing them, and then it shifts to inside Brulee's mirror, where Carrot and Chopper are kind of chilling, and they've both got chains and balls attached to their feet, so it's obviously reminiscent of a prison. But we see Chopper saying to Carrot that he's come up with an ingenious idea, and he wants Carrot to address him appropriately as brother Chopper. So she calls him Bropper for whatever reason. She doesn't know how to say English, and so Chopper relays his ingenious idea. They've discovered that in her mirror world, all the mirrors on Whole Cake Island have some sort of connection, and so they're all connected. They're all linked. But Chopper realizes that they can gain intel in a covert manner on wherever in the island they wish to go to. So whether it's the castle, whether it's that hut with a mirror behind it, wherever there's a mirror, they can go and gain information in a covert manner. So this is going to play a big part in chapters to come. So we then switch to Pedro and Brook, who are inside a Biscuit soldier, not a Biscuit Knight. A Biscuit soldier, just a patrol soldier in the city, and they're moving towards the castle, which is where they're trying to infiltrate. So this is all the build up. We have Chopper with his own kind of division of espionage, and we have the infiltration of Pedro and Brook. So we then flash forward to the next morning, where Mama is talking to her hat, because who doesn't talk to their hat? So the hat tells her that the Vinsmokes will be coming to the castle for a meet and greet, as well as an exchanging of gifts for the wedding. And all she cares about, literally all she cares about, every time we get a question about the wedding, all she ever says is, what about the cake? Is the cake ready? What about the food? So she just cares about the cake. We know she cares about the cake. She wants that cake. And man, I hope she doesn't get that cake. So she then asks about the pests, which are the Straw Hat Pirates, to which her hat says Cracker will have dealt with them. He's like, well, you don't even need to ask about that. Cracker will have dealt with them. No need to worry. So the hat then says that once Sanji is in the castle, the Straw Hats won't even be able to meet him. So I assume he's saying the castle is well guarded. They won't be able to get in. Infiltration is not what they'll be achieving this time around. But we already know that Pedro and Brook may infiltrate through the Biscuit Soldier, but Chopper and Carrot have the best means of infiltration through the mirror world, especially if they discover a way to break out of it whenever they want to, which is a good way to build up the story, a good way to achieve some sort of covert espionage type thing. So Big Mom then asks, what about the Vinsmokes? Have they all gathered? And the hat says, actually, yeah, I've got an update on that. The last of the Vinsmoke children have arrived. So then we shift to Jaju, or Vinsmoke Judge, and he says his beloved sons have arrived. So he's obviously talking about Ichiji Niji, and he's kind of including Yonji. But Sanji's not in there. That's kind of sad times, man. But so we see Judge says that We then see Reiju smiling, but she's always in like thought. She's smiling, but she's thinking. She has like an ellipses just there, chilling alongside her. And Yonji is there as well. He's grinning and he's like, yeah, I can't wait to see Sanji's face. We see Sanji holding himself, then he's shivering, maybe at the memory of what Ichiji and Niji used to do, but also I think Sanji's Kenbun Shokuhaki is the best of the monster trio. And I think he's tapped into he's used his Kenbun Shokuhaki, and he's assessed the strength of Ichiji and Niji, and he sees that they are indeed powerful, just like how everybody else thinks they seem to be, and they may even be more powerful than Judge. So we then see their epithets. Right after Niji says that Sanji should have greeted them upon their return, Ichiji's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I don't mind. Just pipe down." So we then see their epithets. Niji is electric blue. Ichiji is sparking red. So whether that must be something to do with a devil fruit ability, because we saw Reiju, hers was something to do with a devil fruit ability. Yonji is winch green, but we don't quite know what his does. We haven't actually seen any evidence of what his does. So electric blue and sparking red seems pretty cool. Electric blue, something to do with electricity, something to do with static, I don't know. We've already seen an electricity based fruit, a lightning based fruit, which is Eneru. But yeah, and then on the last page we get the best part of the chapter, which was that One Piece is on break. Come on now, I mean, like, yeah, it's on break. To be honest, it's been on fire these last 3-4 weeks, so yeah, a well-deserved break. Hopefully it'll come back in 2 weeks, even better. But yeah, this chapter was pretty good. We got quite a lot of information. We got to see Cracker as in his true form, which I didn't even consider. I didn't think anything like that would happen. So yeah, that was a nice surprise. We got to see Nami possibly terrorizing the homies into her control. We then got to see Pedro and Brook, who we haven't seen in a while, and basically everything's just coming together at this moment. And Ichiji and Niji look awesome, as they did last time. So yeah, good chapter, a solid 4 out of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think. Let me know any theories you've got. And until then, I'll see you later.